Everybody shut up. Not you, Mets. Not you, Big F. Not you, Jake. Not you, Sean. I was talking to TJ. How's everybody doing? We're gonna give a couple tryouts today. We're gonna see what we got in the latest in the 2021 class of interns. People are too high on you, Jake. I can tell you that right now. You seem to be very good and very capable of what you're doing. But every time I say, "Oh, that's Jake over there," all the other guys are like, "Oh yeah, he's great. He's awesome. He's incredible."
I don't know what you want me to say to that though.
I don't want you to say anything. I'm just saying I want you to humble yourself.
Constructive criticism.
I want you to humble yourself and come into Pick Central as a humble, much like me. I have humble. You all right?
Yeah.
You having a stroke?
Yeah.
It's your problem.
I just the humble wouldn't. I don't know if that was the term I'd use, but go ahead.
What's up, Big F?
Hey, Brandon.
How you doing?
Hanging in.
It's
Tuesday.
Yeah, it looks like you both, when they do the shots, it looks like you have an intern and he has an intern.
Yeah.
So we got Big Ev here in his, I think he just got a fresh shipment of Ohio State gear.
My guy threes. They always send me the new drip when they come out, when the drop comes. So.
And then we
Support.
have another intern. This is Sean from the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
See, that's a terrible.
I was trying to share the thing on Twitter. My bad.
You're off to a hell of a start today, Mincy.
Yeah, I just it's the
I thought that was TJ dropping some. What the fuck was that?
I think it's the flames. It's the flames still coming off from me last night. I can't wait to see the standings today.
So we have a couple interns. We got Sean from Alabama, Jake from the University of Virginia, correct?
Correct.
And Virginia's actually playing a baseball game right now that you were watching.
That was, yeah.
Which gave me the idea to bring you in here because I just wanted you not to be able to watch it.
I appreciate it.
So you're a gambling intern, right?
Correct.
So this is right up your alley.
You would think so.
And you more of a basketball or football guy?
Football over basketball, but I mean I'm a fan of both.
Okay. Well, I have a college football podcast if you're looking to break into the...
I do know that. So, yes, if you're welcome, I'm happy to do whatever you want.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, I have Katie.
You do. Katie's great.
Katie's fantastic.
Yeah, I love Katie.
So we got a lot to talk about. NBA playoffs are on fire. NHL playoffs are on fire. It really feels like this round is going to be... we got to talk about the Nets because I was completely wrong so far. We'll talk about the Nets. We'll talk about the Yankees. We never got to baseball yesterday. We never got to several things yesterday. But we will catch up, and we'll, of course, have the interns here as well. But let's start here. I've been in Barstool for 2 years. And during that 2 years, we've had a lot of live streams that reach points of electricity. There's lulls, and then, bam, they bubble up, and it's exciting. The Bruins Islanders live stream from Boston and from Borelli's have consistently, I think, been the best live streams that's ever happened at my time in the company. Now, there's other live streams before, like I know the Cubs World Series back in 2016, but these things are must-watch television. You do not have to watch hockey. In fact, you don't have to watch the fucking game.
I haven't been.
You don't have to watch the Islanders and Bruins, which is an incredible series. It's back and forth, back and forth. The Islanders win 5-4. But last night, Borelli's and Papa Borelli steals the show.
This is one of those streams where it's now this is a part of Barstool history. Like, this is like a moment in time that will be remembered forever. Like, we've had some big streams. The Ellie when we couldn't watch the Yankee guys.
Yeah.
Like, that might have been one of our highest viewed streams of all time. But that was a one thing. This to be keeping this up for a series, and it's not going. It's only going higher. I mean, this is like something that 5 years from now we'll still be like, remember that Bruins Islanders stream?
If it goes to 7,
it probably will.
And it probably will. If it goes to 7, that game 7 is going to be absolute electricity from start to finish.
That celebration, especially if you get a game 7, like, you're getting a 1-goal game.
And Stu Feiner being there for the Borellis is great.
Just a walking electric.
I like it more at Borelli's than I like it in Boston. The Boston crowd kind of makes me a little nervous.
I didn't even watch it. Like, I just watched the stream. Like, I didn't watch the game. We didn't have the channel.
Yeah.
And just straight up watch the stream. It's just great. Like, I mean, anybody that comes into that room, anything that happens, it's just constant content, and it's just awesome to watch. Like,
have you eaten at Borelli's?
No.
I haven't eaten at Borelli's either. It's on my to-do list.
It's fun, actually. So, for our Rough and Rowdy, me and Frankie we basically for the promo we had to make these bets, and since we both have a small family business, the bet was that if my fighter won, I got free pizza from Borelli's for life. I haven't taken him up on that. if I went, I still would pay. I'm a family business guy. I get it. Mine was, I'd give him a forklift ride if you ever need to lift. My dad owns a small forklift repair company.
Yeah.
But
what a cool thing to own that is, a small forklift repair company.
It's not that cool at all.
Okay. All
It's
right.
literally a warehouse with just a mechanic shop.
I've never driven a forklift.
It's all right. It's pretty hard. It's very different than like a car.
Yeah.
Like the steering's like opposite.
Right. And you don't really.
Because you drive with
not good turning either.
You turn with the back wheels. That's
Yeah.
why it throws you off. Like you spin this way, basically takes you the other way.
Huh. I think in another world where I don't get really, really super lucky and get discovered by Dave Portnoy out of my basement, I'm probably a forklift operator somewhere.
Oh, no, that's literally me.
You
like
were
if Dave Portnoy doesn't come and tap me on the shoulder out of college, that's 100. I'd be in sweeping up the shop probably still, like I was doing when I was 14.
Fine life if that's what people are doing. But I got lucky. He got lucky. We all fucking got lucky. Ben Mintz got lucky. You got lucky. Kentucky missed an extra point or something, right?
Yeah, and I got also lucky. Playboy Marty just happened to be, at the house. They're filming that.
Will you please take that fucking bracelet off?
Yeah, I couldn't find any scissors. I couldn't find any scissors yesterday.
We talked about it on the show.
I know. I was looking for the scissors. I couldn't find them. I tried to get a knife, and I thought I might stab myself or slice my wrist. So I think I got to hit.
I've never seen.
It's very tight. Dude.
I've never seen a bracelet that tight.
Man, I'm cherishing the Hogs for the Cause memory. I'm keeping it going. Apparently.
Speaking of, when it comes to live streams, now we did not stream it live, but you're kind of electric too when you have these reactions. I hate them. I think they're terrible because they're Ole Miss related. But those clips of you reacting to those home runs yesterday were something.
Well, yeah. Well, the Ole Miss clips you mentioned me getting here. I mean, that's how I got here. Was me going nuts after the Kentucky game. But a couple people were making fun of me on Twitter about it. But it's a winner. The thing with college baseball, it's a winner take all, do or die game. I'm not, on a regular season college baseball game, you're not going to see that when there's 60 games. But when you're playing Southern Miss, in-state, you win to go to the Super Regionals or you go home and have your heart broken. I mean, it's all hands on deck, full bore, full commitment, and I was feeling it yesterday.
My favorite part about that is when you're standing there, your outfit, your fit looks fine. It looks like you have dressed yourself and you look very good. When you start reacting and jumping up and down, and your pants start flopping, you got to pull them up, and your shirt goes everywhere. You look like the most ill-fitting thing of all time.
It's weird. I have a very big stomach and some some fat in my face, but I have no ass at all. None. And so anytime I wear jeans, jeans or
Awful.
shorts or stuff, it just looks awkward. They're bouncing everywhere. There's no ass. And then also I want to share, y'all kind of mentioned this off the air. The moment with Tim Elko yesterday, the bases were loaded, and Elko was up, and I looked at him, at Jake, and I said, I'm Babe Ruth calling my shot. He's about to hit a grand slam, and he hit a grand slam the next pitch. I mean, it was just I'll never forget that.
No ACL needed.
Look how long your shirt got all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up
Big
my
time
pants. I'm trying to pull up my pants, which is a good problem.
No, I know that. I know that move very, very well. I got the same problem. Everything in the front's fine. Everything in the back just doesn't really hold up to pants and shit.
Did you see the Owen did a thing? It was me jumping with Michael Jordan jumping after he made the shot. It was I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. It was really very good. We'll talk about college baseball later. I'll give you a chance to shine on that because you certainly did when it came to the picks.
And Dave and Big Cat both tweeting about it too. I think that's a good moment.
Yeah, you're growing the game, right?
Yep. And the sports book adds a lot to it, man. People, if you build it, they will come. I'll let you continue. We'll get to it later.
No, keep going.
Well, my thing is my vision for college baseball, though. I mean, if it's going to work long term, people have to be able to gamble on it because we've got all these diehard South fans.
I agree.
You watch Mississippi State, you're not going to watch anybody else. My bad. Unless you can gamble on it. Well, yesterday I was getting DMs from people. I got multiple DMs because I gave out Dallas Baptist on the show, and they were like, I don't even know who that school is. And when they hit that grand slam in the 7th, I was jumping around my room. And that's the thing, man. Just the gambling makes everybody care. We got to grow it through the sports book, especially as we get Barstool in the South.
I heard Dave on Davey Day Trader called you out today for not sending him your picks.
I mean, he can call me out all he wants. I tagged him on Twitter with them. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I guess am I supposed to DM him? Because I tagged him on Twitter when I made my picks yesterday, and I went undefeated. So that's probably why he mentioned it.
You could text him. I tried that once. It got me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. It's like you got to tread lightly with Dave. I don't know. I'm still learning.
So college baseball we'll get to. Let me talk about some delicious clothing real quick. Underneath my shirt again, I've got the most versatile and comfortable undershirt. Not even undershirt. I could wear it just as an overshirt. But the sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and your wardrobe. Certainly what I do. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing. They've taken a classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and refined it, combining premium quality with a minimalist aesthetic. Cut shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew sweatshirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, and never settles for less. All in the sport of business. They're built for performance in the boardroom, the bar, the gym, or the bedroom. I added that last part just in case y'all want to fuck. Cuts Clothing keeps you sharp wherever the game takes you. Jake knows what I'm talking about, right, Jake?
I have a ton of Cut shirts, and I love them. They're great.
All right. In 2016, Cuts founder Steve Borelli set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the T-shirt. The end result, what GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/picks. That's cutsclothing.com/picks for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. Okay. So we got the interns. We're going to talk about NBA playoffs. I want to talk about college football as well because something came out this morning that is very, very interesting.
Yep.
We have two fan bases represented here that are pretty much in the playoff every year. Three more fan bases here that would sell their right arm to get in the playoff. College football this morning, I should give credit to the guy, but I don't remember. Was it Pete Thamel? I think it was Pete Thamel.
I think so.
That tweeted out, as when it comes to the college football playoff, the thing that seems to be on the table with the most momentum right now is a 12-team playoff. Bypassing 8, not going all the way to 16, a 12-team playoff, which would obviously be 12 of your top teams in the country. Pete Thamel, thank you very much. A 12-team model, so that's going to mean a lot like the old NFL playoffs, where
Buys.
it was, the
First round's hosted. The home team.
The top two in each conference got a bye, and this way would be the top 4 in America would get a bye, and you'd have 5 versus 12, 11 versus 6, 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9, and the winners would obviously go on to then you have just a regular college football playoff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 team is more than 8, less than 16. I thought we were headed towards 8, and I think 8 makes a lot of sense. But I always say the more the merrier. I mean, 16 would be fine with me. Anything more than 16 is too much. But yeah, 12, big F.
I like 12. I mean, I like it for a few reasons. I mean, one, for example, like this past year, like a Cincinnati, they're in a 12, which I think is good just to make it so it's not always like, but when the season starts, you just don't have a chance. Maybe even that gives like a Coastal a chance. I'm not saying they're going to go make a run, win a national title. But I think even as a guy that comes from a team where I'm going to be in it pretty much every year, every other year, I think it would be nice for just like the college football landscape.
I hate the way you said that.
It's just the truth.
I know, but I hate the way you don't have to say it out loud.
It's good for the.
I know that Ohio State's going to be in the playoff every year. Fuck them.
Alabama.
All right, Sean, relax.
Which I just think it's good for the landscape of college football to get more involvement.
No, I agree.
And make teams think like I can go on a run this year and have a chance.
Right now, the college football playoff is an exclusive club.
Yes.
And there are 3 members that invite one extra every year. It's Ohio State, Clemson, Bama. Those are your 3 members. Oklahoma was a member.
Usually invited.
Oklahoma was a member, and they shit the bed every time they're in, so they got kicked out. They invited LSU. They invited Notre Dame. Michigan State once got an invite. Georgia. But it's an Ohio State, Clemson, Bama party, and anything that you can do to expand that pool to give other teams a chance, I think is very, very good. Now, you might not actually change who wins. It still might be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, but at least you have the illusion. You make the game more national, because right now it doesn't feel as national. It feels like foregone conclusion. Like this year, Alabama's replacing everybody offensively. For a normal team, that knocks them down a lot. For a normal team, you say, well, they're not going to be as good because they lost their quarterback, their running back, their offensive line, their receivers, but they just plug in, and they're going to be there at the end. You know that Ohio State's going to be there at the end, even though they lost Justin Fields. You know that Clemson lost Trevor Lawrence, and they're just going to pick up right where they left off. I need some level of intrigue added into college football, and I think the 12-team playoff. What do you think, Sean? You're an Alabama fan, which I hate, but
I'm all for like bringing more national, like Ev said, like bringing like a Cincinnati would be in with the 12 team. But I would be more of a fan of the 8 instead of just skipping to 12, because if you go to 12, I think you might start seeing like some scenarios where teams start resting their players before, like let's say an Alabama or an Ohio State's like a lock and they know they're a lock. And always it's huge with rivalries at the end of the year. Like Ohio State, Michigan, like if Ohio State's undefeated, like why would they risk playing their 5-star quarterback when they already know that they're a lock-in? Or like why would Bama risk that? So it might take away from the rivalry games like say an Iron Bowl or Ohio State or Michigan and just stuff like that. If they know that they're going to be a lock with a 12-team playoff, there's a chance that you could see them what they did in the NFL, like start resting players with that. So I would kind of like to stay at like an 8-team instead, because like right now with the 4, like every single week is a playoff game. Like you have to win. Like you have one mistake.
It's a decent concern. It's a very decent concern. I don't know that it's actually feasible in a 12-game schedule though, because one loss I think would still be catastrophic. It might knock it. So let's say we think Ohio State, Alabama are locks to make it to the playoff.
Yeah.
There might not be locks to be in the top 4. Like one loss could knock. Let's say Ohio State's
you're fighting for buys at that point.
If Ohio State's undefeated and they're number 3 behind Clemson and Alabama, and they lose to Michigan, they're probably not going to be in the top 4.
They're probably falling to 8 or 9.
Right.
Yeah.
And that now you got to play an extra week.
Yeah.
So I like the idea. I don't know if I like the idea or not that Ohio State, Bama, Clemson, the top 4 will get a bye but
I don't like the.
It's better than what we got now.
Yeah. I mean, I would say there was when they opened the floor to the playoff. It was guaranteed that expansion was coming. Like D2, I mean, they've done it forever. Like, and I don't know the exact number of how many teams are in D2, but I know it's more than 4. So it was guaranteed it was going to be happening at a Division I level because money's king, and it's going to continue to happen. And they'll expand as much as they can until actually they got to stop.
No, Andrew Cook. Oklahoma's not in the club. Oklahoma used to be in the club, but you get kicked out of the club when you get drunk and vomit on the floor every single fucking time. Yes.
Okay, I got a couple questions on this. First, 32-team playoff for FCS is what it is.
Okay.
All right. So it's the 12-team model. What's going on as far as, like, is he proposing wild cards or conference champions automatically getting in? Because my big thing is I want these conference champions, like all 5 Power 5, you win your conference, you're in the damn thing.
Locked.
And then I'd like to see a couple of the G5 conference winners in there too, because even if they get the shit kicked out of them, that's what makes the NCAA tournament great. And you're seeing it in college baseball now is when, like I feel so bad for schools in these G5s because it's like they win their conference and that's their big goal to win the MAC title or to win CUSA, and nobody gives a damn because they go play in a bowl game that means nothing.
Right.
And so if they're playing like, hey, we win this conference, we might be the number 12 team and we might go to Alabama and lose by 70, but you're like playing to get in the playoffs and have a chance, and at least everybody feels like they have some kind of a seat at the table. And so I'm curious on the 12-team playoff, what does it mean as far as, if you win your conference, Power 5, or is it going to be wild cards?
I was going to say, I think the 12 team actually, for example, like a Cincinnati team, with it being 12, it almost protects them a little bit because if they say they're the 12, they wanted to get Bama, they'd get 5.
Yeah.
So it's not like so for Cincinnati they'd play Oklahoma, they'd play like say like USC comes back, like Oregon, like play somebody like that instead of just getting Bama like off the gate. And then if they knock off that team, then they go lose by 70 to Bama. They still were the Cinderella story. They still got that big win that solidified them that they deserved a seat at the table.
I think it was Danny Cannell that put out last year, or this morning he went back and looked at and the 5 would have been A&M, the 12 would have been Coastal. You would have had Oklahoma, Florida at 7 to 10. Indiana would have gotten in, which would have been a shame. Indiana 2020 is the biggest fraud top 10 team in the history of college football. They were trash.
They couldn't move the ball.
Trash.
Oh, no, trash.
They lost to a 4-5 Ole Miss team in a bowl game.
Couldn't move the ball.
But bowl games, everyone knows.
I know,
bowl
but
games
they had
you
no.
can say it both ways.
Indiana's best win last year was a loss. Their best win was not getting blown out by Ohio State. Indiana had no good wins last year. They were the biggest fraud top 10 team ever. Now, for us, this is an Alabama fan. Fuck him. This is an Ohio State fan. Fuck him, too. You're a Virginia fan. I'm an Ole Miss fan. He's an Ole Miss fan.
You better clip that.
I'll clip that shit. And I'm a Mississippi State fan, all right? So we're realistically hoping there are years where Mississippi State could finish in the top 12. There are years Ole Miss could finish in the top 12. Virginia, back in the 90s maybe? Maybe there was before you were born?
It's going to take a while.
You beat Florida State on a Thursday night. I remember that when they were number 1.
We won the Coastal. I mean, stuff happens, but top 12.
I think everybody wins the Coastal. The Coastal just gets passed around like a whore.
Yeah, that's true.
It does. 7 teams won the Coastal in 7 straight years.
So, I mean, we were due, but it's going to take a lot to get the top 12.
But, yeah, but that's like they're worried about their bye. Ben, that's me and you were saying 12? We can get to 12?
No, we can't.
If everything happens right, we can get to 12?
Well, yeah, we could when you've got Dak Prescott or Ole Miss has Chad Kelly. Whenever you have like an elite quarterback, I think you can get there.
Indiana's QB got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt, and they sucked with him. They sucked without him. They didn't have a good win. Their best win was against Penn State, who started 0-5. And I don't know why people like Indiana. If they would have been in the playoff last year, they got beat by 4.
Northwestern was the team that didn't get the love they deserved.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, they kicked the shit out of Auburn. Kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They could have as one of those. They could have hung with a big team.
They hung with y'all for a.
That's what they could.
That was a game into the fourth quarter.
Like that defense was for real, especially their pass defense.
Northwestern led Ohio State at the half, right? And then Trey Sermon took over.
They did, yeah. And Fields hurt his throwing thumb. That was tough. Olave was out. We had some linemen out.
I think it was the 14 playoff was an important evolution from the BCS.
Mm-hmm.
It had to happen to say, all right, here's the format. And now we've had it for 7 or 8 years, and
Need something new.
It's time to expand it a little bigger. I am shocked it's not. If it is on the table, if Pete Thamel's report is correct, which Pete Thamel is pretty unimpeachable as a college football reporter, so I believe him. Going to 12 other than 8 really surprises the shit out of me.
Did they have a projection on what year that they were trying to like?
No.
What's the
he didn't really
contract
have-
on that? Right.
That I don't know. I don't know that either.
I feel like it wouldn't be till like mid 2020s at
Yeah,
least.
because the contract they extended the 4, I think, not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
So yeah, there we go. We got the how are these kids gambling interns? Well, they're gambling interns. Jake is fantastic at what he does, and Sean, I understand, is good at what he does. So quit being a stupid little bitch, chat. Jealous motherfuckers. Okay, that's how I handle the chat, Jake. That's how I talk to people.
Appreciate it.
Are you worried about something?
Oh, ODU just took a 3-2 lead.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was 1-0 ODU. Then UVA got 2 in the 7th, and now ODU just got 2 in the 9th.
Oh,
Eighth.
3-2.
Eighth.
What
All
time
right.
did they start this game?
9 a.m. because the weather was so
Yeah, it
bad
was like
yesterday.
there was some
Jesus
travel ball
Christ.
action early this morning.
Jesus.
Sucks to suck, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, hey, still time.
Virginia
Not out of it yet.
Didn't Virginia win a national title a couple years ago?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat you guys, didn't
Oh
they?
yeah, they beat us in the Final Four because our Coach Bianco decided to not intentionally walk a guy that was hitting 485. It was just like I was like watching the game, screaming at the television.
How the fuck do you know that?
Because Ole Miss never makes Omaha, and so when we do make it, it's memorable. How can I forget it? Because I was
You
waiting.
remember being like, if Mississippi State was in the Final Four of college football, you'd remember what happened.
Oh fuck yeah! Well, I remember every single game. 2014, we were number 1 team. In
What
the
about
country.
13 when y'all made the national championship?
Oh,
in
I
baseball?
remember. Yeah,
y'all
we
lost
played
2-1
UCLA.
to Garrett Cole and Bauer.
Yeah, it was.
National title. I remember that.
Damn it,
Golly,
that stunk. And UCLA fans didn't care at all. There were like 300 of them there, and there were 30,000 of us.
I literally don't even target I'm building this college baseball, and I go after Arizona fans care and Oregon State do, but these California schools, it's not even worth engaging. They have 800 fans go to these games.
All right, so that was college football. Actually, one more little college football thing before we move on. Fuck you.
What? This is
I was hoping that we were getting to the end of this Saban era. I was hoping
2028.
hey, my team lives in the most expensive neighborhood in the world, and we live beside the guy with the biggest mansion and the biggest fucking dick, Nick Saban. And it stinks and it sucks, and he's the greatest coach in the history of college football, and now Alabama extends him to 2028.
I thought he was going to be done after 2025, 2026 because Alabama plays a home and home with West Virginia, and him going back to his home state. I thought that was going to be
You thought he was waiting to play West Virginia?
I mean, that's where he's from. He's from there. So I was like, well, it's like a homecoming for him, and this could as
I don't think
leaves.
Nick Saban knows he plays West Virginia in 2025, 26. I don't think he knows who he plays from week to week. I think he just sees a bunch of robots out there, and he's programmed to destroy.
I mean, he's successful at it if that's the case.
He's the greatest college coach in
He'll never
history.
be touched. It's never be.
Well, you say that, but Bear Bryant, people thought he was the greatest
But Bear
coach.
Bryant also didn't have recruiting restrictions like this. I mean, Saban's doing something that I don't think we'll ever see.
Bear Bryant would put 100 guys on swimming scholarships, and
Yeah, they had 150 scholarships.
Yeah, there was 125 guys on the sideline.
yeah, Bear Bryant was dirty as they come. I agree. Thank you for pointing that out, Alabama fan. I appreciate it. So Nick Saban gets the extension, and he is going to be a terror for years.
Yeah, over under 3.5 natties. What's your call?
To 2028.
That was Jake's, by the way. Jake's question.
That was the question of the day yesterday.
Yeah, over under 3.5 natties.
I would go under because even though he just 6 and 11, I think 6 in the last 11 years, 6 in the last 12 years.
Yeah. Since 2009, there's been
6, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, current odds would say, but
I said under as well.
the only problem is Nick Saban has kind of ruined things. It's remarkably hard to win a national championship in college football. He's made it look very easy. The tread will come on, start showing the tires a little bit eventually. And he's got Clemson and Ohio State sitting right there, and I think Oklahoma this year especially is going to be really, really tough to beat. So I would go under 3.5 until 2028. I don't think he makes it till 2028.
Yeah, neither. I think it was going to be that threshold. But the thing.
I think he's going to coach just like forever.
You think he'll go further?
Like I've been the same. Like I've been on the same train with Belichick, and I put them in the same boat. Like they're just going to coach. Like
they know. They don't want to do anything else.
I'm not putting any timeline on them. Like they're not going to sit on their couch and just do nothing.
Yeah,
they're going to coach forever.
That was the thing. Is like with Saban. Like with Bear Bryant, after he started coaching,
he died in 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these guys are not going to.
That has had to have crossed like Belichick and Saban's mind. Like I don't think they could, like what you said, they can handle being home and not being on that sideline.
You don't get that successful by being someone who sits on the couch and eats potato chips. Like he just doesn't coach football.
I want to see him have a 2-10 season before he goes a 3-9.
That will never happen.
I didn't say it would happen. I said I want
unless everybody on Alabama's roster gets hurt or we get the death penalty.
Fine. I can handle that.
That's not happening.
Their down season was like the Tua season, like the 2 seasons ago.
When has the last time they had 2 losses in a season? Oh,
they lost to Auburn.
To Auburn,
when Mac Jones came in the end of the year.
Yeah, Mac Jones was terrible.
Before that, it was 2010, which I think is the most underachieving Alabama team of all time, with Julio, Mark Ingram, and Greg McElroy.
That was the year Cam Newton won the national title.
Yeah, the Cam.
24-0.
Auburn
Bama was up 24-0 in that game.
Yeah, I was there. Not a good saying.
Fucking 10.
Oh my God. Honestly, it's crazy to think like we're sitting there like really discussing an over/under of 3.5 national championships in like 6 years.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
And like even Clemson, Ohio State, you would never say 3.5.
No, I think Ohio State in that
2,
time,
I'd say 2.
you'd say like 1.5.
Yeah,
probably.
I would say 1.
It's because of Bama. Like if you remove Bama, then Ohio State or Clemson, then you could say like 3. But they just throw a wrench in everything.
Let's say Saban retired tomorrow, just for sake of argument.
I want Lane Kiffin in a heartbeat.
I didn't ask that fucking question. That's not what I asked at all. That wasn't what I was going to ask at all. I didn't want you to blow smoke up Mincy's skirt for Lane Kiffin. My question is, if Saban retires tomorrow, who joins Clemson and Ohio State? Who are going to stay at the top? They're going to move up a slot.
Virginia.
Go on.
If it's lacrosse, maybe.
Cavaliers. Scarlet Knights.
Almost certainly.
Rutgers. Greg Schiano.
You would think perhaps Oklahoma?
I think.
Or Georgia, right?
Yeah, no, you would have to take Georgia, but I do think a dark horse for it all is Oregon. I like Oregon a lot. I like Cristobal, but I don't know if they can keep the momentum. But I think they'll have a good squad with Thibodeau leading that defense.
Logan Lucas says, who was the only MLB closer to win MVP? Dennis Eckersley, dipshit. Let's see. Yeah, I think Oklahoma is just one of those they're the prettiest girl at their dance, but their dance has a bunch of ugly ass bitches. Oklahoma gets to play in a pillow fight league, and when they show up to the playoff, they don't know what to do. Whereas Georgia, I think Georgia's going to win the national championship this year. I do. It's crazy.
Mark it down right now.
I've said it many times. I think Georgia has they've recruited at such a high level that even Kirby Smart is going to win it this year, and Alabama is, by Alabama standards, going to be a little down.
No, we definitely lost a lot.
Everybody assumes Bryce Young is going to be good because every Alabama player is good. But what if he isn't?
I'm not as high on him as everybody else.
He's tiny, first of all.
Yeah,
he looks like Spencer Rattler.
I mean, they list him at 6'1". I don't think he's 6'1".
He's a dainty little thing. Anyway, we're talking too much college football. I have a podcast for that, Unnecessary Roughness, which comes out tomorrow. Did I do Cuts Clothing already?
Yeah.
Felix Gray, blue light glasses. Anybody get headaches like me? Anybody got to get light? You laughing?
I thought I just was enjoying your transitions. I've done their sports radio forever, so I enjoy watching this.
No, yeah, I struggle with transitions just like in college. 5 years ago, Felix Gray realized our eyes weren't meant to look at screens all day and designed glasses to make daily screen time more comfortable and the workday more productive. Now, more than ever, Americans are spending more time on computers, phones, tablets, gaming, and so many other sources of blue light. Felix Gray glasses are not like the other blue light lenses, Jake. Remember this morning you were saying, Felix Gray, they're just like the other blue lights. No, that's not correct.
That was so wrong.
That was so wrong, and I'm glad I talked you out of it.
I appreciate that.
Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light that can make screen time tough on your eyes and disruptive to sleep. You were just complaining to me, Sean, about lack of sleep because of the blue light.
Yeah, I was.
Non-prescription and prescription available. Check them out at felixgrayglasses.com/picks. They offer classic frame styles made from acetate and hand finish for a durable, lightweight, and really comfortable pair of glasses. If you feel your screen time or you're not sure blue light glasses are right for you, start with the best in blue light. Try Felix Gray with a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose but eye strain. Get yourself a pair of glasses made for the 21st century, designed for modern, hardworking eyes like mine. You have nothing to lose except maybe eye strain. Go to FelixGrayGlasses.com/picks for the best blue light glasses on the market. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/picks. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. FelixGrayGlasses.com/picks. All right, I talked to Sean on Walk the Line. I haven't talked to you on a show yet. Jake, you were Barstool, Virginia?
I was.
Where are you from, Virginia?
I am.
Where are you from in Virginia?
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville. Well, that's where Virginia is.
Yeah.
So I've always heard Virginia very douchebag college.
So that's the stereotype.
Yeah.
A lot of like bow ties and cheese platter.
Dave Matthews Band too.
They're like the Ole Miss of the ACC.
Sure. I mean, I don't really get it, to be honest. Like, I never wore a bow tie. I mean, I get like the whole preppy vibe, I guess. But
I didn't either. I never wore bow ties.
I never
or
understood it.
Shorts.
I mean, it's for a lot of Virginia Tech people. Like, we kind of go back and forth of them being Hicks and us being like the fancy guys at the party. But like, none of it makes any sense. The Virginia Tech part makes a little more sense, but I don't get
so
the
what you're saying is the stereotype about Virginia incorrect. The stereotype about Virginia Tech
yeah,
correct.
fully.
So you're fighting one, absolutely enforcing the other.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech people, all rednecks.
Yeah, mouth breathers.
Mouth breathers.
Yeah.
That's the battle that he and I fight. That we're the mouth breathers, the farmers, and they're the doctors and the lawyers and the douchebags.
Yeah, it sounds extremely similar. Texas A&M also similar.
No, they're not similar because those pussies won't play.
That's true.
I am so fucking tired of the Texas A&M fans saying, "Oh, them." Shut up and play, you pussies. All right, we figured it out. We play every year. Virginia Tech play every year. You're not a rivalry if you're too chicken shit to play each other, Texas and Texas A&M. So fuck off. Ooh. I had some coffee this morning, Sean. I don't often have
Dialed
coffee.
in. Dialed in.
I texted Nick Taraney this morning and said, "Hey, I'll buy you Chick-fil-A for lunch if you buy me Starbucks for breakfast." And there we are. I got him 2 spicy chicken sandwiches. You look like a Chick-fil-A guy.
Huge Chick-fil-A guy. Got the app on my phone. So.
I mean, I just see Atlanta Braves hat. I just think Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, no, that's
Chick-fil-A's dynamite, man.
Chick-fil-A is good. You like fancier chicken restaurants, I assume?
I can't eat Chick-fil-A because they fry in peanut oil and I have an allergy, which is like the coolest thing about me.
I would disagree. I am sure there are cooler things about you than that.
No, I ran the nut-free table in elementary school.
Really?
It was awesome. Yeah, you get one friend a day. People would line up to sit at my table. It was great.
That's awesome. After my vasectomy, I run that table too.
The nut-free. Hey, good one.
Because I can't make babies anymore.
That was funny. I like that. That was good.
Yeah. My penis doesn't get hard.
Snip, snap.
Oh, man. But enough about our dicks. Is that enough about our dicks?
Tie game now, Virginia Old Dominion.
All right.
3-3,
Speaking of dicks,
3-3
Virginia scored.
Let's go. Hey, I said long game. I'm excited.
Not really.
You were ready to close the door on him earlier.
Me or him?
You were saying.
I have Old Dominion 33-1 national title and plus 130 in this regional, so I was hoping Monarchs pulled it out.
Wild pitch. Ooh, we'll take it.
Take how you
3-3 and these games have been on fire the last few games. Like all these games. I mean, anyway, my bad, Brandon.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You talk. I don't care for college baseball. I helicopter in when Mississippi State's good, which is all the time.
Which is literally all the time.
But I don't care for it, and I can't act like I care for it. You can't act like you don't care about it. You care very deeply and passionately about it, and that's what this shit's all about, right?
Yeah, well, that's what's cool about Barstool. Erica Nardini, our CEO, always said you can't fake passion. What you're passionate about, people can feel it, and I love the college baseball. I love it, and the biggest thing too, though, whole different ball game now that we've got these lines and odds and stuff on it. I mean, literally, that's.
How about those Arkansas pieces of shit winning last night and throwing that Cops kid like a bunch more innings? Dude, that guy's gonna die.
Dude, his arm's gonna fall off.
That guy,
I've never seen
you guys did it too, but not as bad as they did.
Yeah. Oh man, the Cops just throws. They put him into the third inning. He's their closer. How many pitches did he throw? I didn't
Did he
see
throw like
him.
70 on Saturday and threw like 80 yesterday?
Yeah, he was all year. On Fridays and Sundays, he'd come in the 6th or 7th Friday and come in the 6th or 7th Sunday. I've never seen anything like it. He throws nothing but those sliders. Nobody can hit him.
You can't eat peanuts at all? Anything in peanut at all?
Nothing.
Like you would.
They would die.
You ever had like a scare?
Yeah, so I mean, that's how I found out.
Okay.
Yeah. You eat a peanut.
That's a tough one.
You
Some way to find out.
You stop breathing.
I read a story once
all that.
of a girl that. Well, I probably shouldn't say.
No, go ahead.
No, she ate Rice Krispie treats at summer camp that was fried in peanut oil, and she check
Croaked?
she
Yeah, I'm
died.
sure. Yeah,
I
I mean,
didn't-
people think
that's
it's like
bad.
a joke. Like it's horrible.
But it's good that you know it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I carry the EpiPen around, and it's just a part of my life.
My son Tommy has a shrimp allergy, and we carry an EpiPen. I've never had to use it.
See, but I feel like very rarely do you just like randomly have shrimp and stuff.
No, yeah, shrimp doesn't just show up.
You know what I
Except
mean?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch it does, but other than that,
Remember
that thing?
Yeah.
The
Was that
cinnamon-
I don't think that's
Was that
real.
legit or
That could not have been real.
I'd still eat it.
the,
Cinnamon
the-
Toast Crunch is phenomenal.
the cereal or the shrimp?
The cereal without the shrimp, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like that is not going to deter me from going to the grocery store and taking a box off the shelf.
I'm going to tell you right now, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, my favorite cereal. It's
Yeah.
number one cereal.
It's in argument for me. As
I
well. It's up there.
I go 1 Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 2 Frosted Flakes.
I'm a Fruit Loops guy.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, okay. Stereotypes now.
I figured.
Fruit Loops a little too square for me. They're just like I need a little
Which
more.
is ironic because they're round.
A little more pizzazz. It's true.
Coke. A lot of people like Cocoa Krispies. I
I'm
never
a
really
big
got into them.
Cocoa Krispies
I'm a fan.
big guy. Yeah.
Big fan.
Drink the milk after.
Yep.
Really?
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's like chocolate milk. It's
It's
awesome.
delicious.
Why wouldn't you just drink chocolate milk?
Well, it's
Well, no,
it's a
just
2 in
you get
1.
2 for 1. Yeah.
Honey Smacks are good. Pops are good. Apple Jacks very underrated. Apple Jacks are an underrated.
Cheerios guy?
Golden grams are
Honey
underrated.
Nut, yeah.
Yeah, Honey Nut for sure.
Honey
Not
Nut. I
normal.
can't have the plain
No,
Cheerios.
that's terrible.
I gotta have some sort of
Flavor.
I gotta have some sort of jizz on my nut to make it go
one way to
down.
put
easy.
it.
Who doesn't?
What? Who said that? You all right, Ben? Ben gets bored sometimes. And
When we
just
start
checks
talking
out.
about dicks and stuff and
Right.
cereal,
Ben checks out. You check back in yet?
No, I'm here, baby.
college baseball.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I was
man.
3-3 in the 8th, man. I got
How
this
many
one.
is this one the last game?
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather. This is a 9 a.m. because they're trying to get it in because the Super Regionals start Friday and Saturday, and so they tried to get this in as fast as they could. It was just piss and rain all day in Columbia yesterday.
So NBA playoffs, I'm going to own a bad take so far. I still don't know the series 100% over, but the Nets are just destroying the Bucks. And I thought the Bucks matched up very well with the Nets. I thought the Nets don't defend very well. I thought the Bucks would give them everything they can handle. And frankly, I thought the Bucks would win the series. Through 2 games, the Nets are far and away the better team. They can't be matched as for their firepower, even without James Harden. Like, it doesn't matter. And the difference is, and it is, we've seen it before, and we keep, or at least I keep in my mind, going back and thinking, oh, that's not the case. But Kevin Durant is a playoff assassin.
Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is very much not.
He's a
He's
ghost.
Lamar. I'm telling you, my
He
Lamar
can't be
my-
your best
he's a
player.
My
ghost.
in the
Lamar
playoffs.
Jackson
I-
comparison's like perfect.
Who's
He
been
just
screaming at Brandon?
Giannis is so talented like Lamar is in NFL, but like Lamar can't pocket pass and Giannis can't shoot long range, and so these like fatal flaws get exposed in the playoffs that don't in the season. I know it's a
I
weird,
almost think that's
it's
a little
weird comparison, but I think it's a
I almost think that's unfair to Lamar. He just hasn't been in the league that long. That's the only reason I say that. But I've been saying it the whole time. Simmons, Westbrook, like Giannis, like I just think the way the NBA is played right now, you cannot win if one of your best players can't shoot.
Yeah.
I think you can win with your like center as your literally 5th option in offense. I think
Yeah.
if he can't shoot, that's okay. He's only going to play 20 minutes or so a game. When your best player cannot shoot, you just can't win like that.
Well, the way defenses are in the playoffs, it makes shot making a priority, and you have to be able to get your own shot. You have to be able to manufacture something. Kevin Durant, it can be 3 seconds in the shot clock. He can be 30 feet away, and I'm confident he's going to figure out a way to get the ball in the basket.
Yes, and they have 3 of those guys.
And Giannis, the Bucks don't have one.
No.
I guess with Middleton with the ball.
Middleton's like a shooter, but I would take any of them as a shooter, any 3 of them. Honestly, 4 of them with Joe Harris.
And-
Any of them as a pure shooter over Middleton.
the Nets are built so well because you've got at least offensively, you've got so many high-end weapons that it makes your secondary weapons like Joe Harris lethal and deadly.
Because he's always going to be open. Always.
It's like the Lee Humphrey
Always.
from Florida thing, part 2.
Oh,
Back
wow,
in the-
what a throwback that is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what are you gonna do when they've got
Horford and
Horford, Noah, and Torian Green, and
Corey
Corey
Brewer.
Brewer? You can't plan it. So Humphrey shot like 50% 3. Joe Harris is like 48. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Man,
And I also think they're gonna obviously they played bad defense in the regular season. Defense is gonna tighten up a little bit. Like they have guys like Kyrie's not like a great defender. Durant's a good defender. Like
Yeah.
they got enough guys. Like he's got enough length and size to like not just like lock down Giannis or anything, but like the paint's gonna tighten up a little bit. He I've said it a bunch of times. He's not gonna just one dribble dunk every single time he comes on the floor.
Brandon, did you see Jack Mack's take? He said
Joe Dumars, Nick Ramsey.
He said hot take. He said when James Harden's healthy, the Nets could be the best NBA team of all time.
Who said that?
Jack Mack on Twitter last night.
The college football producer, Jack Mack?
Yes.
Yeah,
Said
yeah.
the Nets,
He
this
said
Nets
hot
could be the
take.
greatest team
he
ever
said
of all
if
time?
Harden is healthy, they could be the best team ever.
Well,
I think
we
they
have
can
to fire Jack.
I think you can make an argument the best offensive
Like,
team.
yeah, on the floor, like if
we just had the Warriors.
you literally have to play the Nets one-on-one every single player, because if you go to help, like you said with Joe Harris, like that's a 45% three-point shooter. Like you leave him open, he's knocking it down. Like
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
But you have to play them one-on-one, because if you don't, and you just have to pick your poison with, if you do the double team, then however it goes.
I don't think you can just throw them oh, they're the best. I think you can make an argument they're in that discussion for the best. I'll say offensive team.
Yeah, maybe not all the way around.
Yeah, it's a fair question, and it's not that wild of a point. I do think it's hard to say right in the aftermath of having those Warriors teams that we just had, especially the ones with KD on it. But in the other series in the East, the Sixers and Hawks play tonight. Now the question remains, Giannis the Greek Freak, he has proven so far to not be a playoff assassin. Trae Young, on the other hand, looks like he might be a playoff assassin. He might be the guy that when you get in there in these big situations, he rises to the top, and he's been fantastic. Hawks win game 1. Now the Sixers are fine if they get the split and they can get things back. But if they fall down 2-0,
over.
It's probably lights out.
Back to the A.
So, what do you think about tonight's game?
Well, I don't know if we said this on air yet. I remember we mentioned the last time it happened, last series. Our former number 1 caller, Mark in Philly.
Mark in Philly, yes.
His girlfriend.
I gotta get Mark in Philly back involved. He's the best.
His girlfriend is now 25-0 in attending Philly sporting events. They will be in attendance tonight. Just take that for what it is. Sixers -6 are on my card. I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah, I like that. Mark in Philly, one of the great friends of this show. She will be at the game tonight. Good for her for being able to afford 25 Philly games. I don't know that I've been to 25.
Well, I don't think it was this year. It was just in their lifetime.
I'm just saying. In my life, I'm pretty sure I haven't been to 25 sporting events.
Would that be the lock if she's there?
They've never lost.
Yeah, it's got to be a
They've
lock.
never lost. You have to bet it.
Yeah.
I did last time it hit. You have to bet it.
I wish we could have. I wish we'd have phone calls here because we'd have Mark. But after asking Pete a couple of weeks ago, hey, can we have phone calls? He said, yeah, by the end of the week. That was in February. Fucking Pete.
He's in Chicago, right?
Hey, how long is he gonna be in Chicago?
I don't fucking know.
Pete's been in Chicago for 3 weeks.
I don't talk to Pete.
You know what? I don't talk to Pete either. Only time I ever talk to Pete's when he's in the Yak, and then I don't talk to him. I'm just wall furniture in the Yak. How's the Virginia game going?
Still 3-3.
They didn't score. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 8th. They didn't get it in.
I didn't see any updates.
They must not have got in.
So
what a bunch of chokers.
I'm
Huh?
hoping for extra innings. So after this, we got something to watch.
same. Well, I mean, I'm not. I hope we win.
But I've got a sweat too. No, Dallas. So I have Dallas. My long shots. I took Dallas Baptist 150-1 to win it all. Now the winner of ODU Virginia plays Dallas Baptist to get to Omaha. If ODU wins here, I'll either have ODU 33-1 or Dallas Baptist 151 in Omaha guaranteed. Because I thought TCU was the weakest national seed by far, and that was why I attacked that part of the bracket.
On the other side of the West, real quick, we'll get to picks in a minute. No, it's all right. It's all right. Are the Suns and the Jazz the most disrespected 1 and 2 seeds in the history of basketball?
I'm still disrespecting the Jazz, and I'll still say the Jazz.
Right,
yes.
right. But so the Lakers, we all just assumed they were coming out of the West.
Yeah.
Marty was probably the most vocal, but I agree with him. And the Suns sitting there at 2, the Jazz sitting there at 1, and I don't think anybody really ever entertained the thought that they were going to come out of the West. But now it's either going to be the Suns, the Jazz, the Clippers, or the other team that is playing in the Western Conference playoffs, which is in fact the Nuggets. Yes, there we go,
Sure,
the
there
Nuggets.
you go, Brandon.
Thank you very much. I figured it out midstream. But yeah, so I think the Suns, who played last night, who beat the Nuggets 122-105, they can win the West.
They ran it up in the second half. It was, I think Nuggets were up one at halftime.
Yeah, outscored them about 10 in the
They just
third,
ran it
11
up.
in the fourth.
DeAndre Ayton stepping up, big.
No, if
big,
you
big,
literally,
big.
even I was watching the game, I was thinking, I was like, their starters just don't miss. And I looked at the box score after the game. They all were 10 for 13, 8 for 12, 9 for 12. They were just.
I've never personally seen Devin Booker miss a shot.
He doesn't.
It's
Very
unbelievable.
And I think there's a little. Chris Paul looked healthy yesterday.
Yeah.
Last night he looked real healthy. He looked like normal Chris Paul.
Hot take on Chris Paul last year with that Thunder team. Completely thought he should have won the MVP. If it's not for him, that team is nowhere near the 5th seed. Chris Paul, I believe, is underrated, and now people are finally seeing it in the playoffs. And the Suns are looking like they're gonna win. I think it'd be them or the Clippers. But him on that team, just getting the ball to everybody, he's an elite ball distributor, and like he just is not appreciated as much as he should be.
Despite the fact you're from Bama, I like you now because I've been preaching the same thing, supporting Chris Paul, and
he should have won MVP last year. That Thunder team, you see what the Thunder team did this year without him. Like, I mean,
well, Alabama, Ole Miss. I don't like either one of you. So, but that is a very good point for the value of Chris Paul, because him going to the Thunder and him going to the Suns
hadn't made the playoffs since 2010.
Has solidified them and has helped Booker become what he's become. Has helped Ayton become. Yeah, he's a very, very, very good player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. One more piece of business, and then we'll get down to brass. We'll go ahead and do our picks, and then we'll circle around to anything else we want to talk about. We're putting our bets on A88 CBD. With U.S. grown, as Big Ev gets to his favorite part of the show when he gets to pick up the CBD. With U.S. grown hemp extracts and high-quality formulas, their products are winners. And when the stakes are high and life gets hectic, there's nothing better than reaching for an A88 CBD product. A88 CBD is a game changer. They carry a variety of CBD products to choose from, and all of them contain exceptional ingredients and even come in convenient packaging. Try some deliciously different fruit chews and vegan gummies, perfect for taking with you on the go. Or try one of their premium topicals like CBD Relief Cream. Even better, A88 CBD offers free shipping on all products and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Exceptional, premium, and convenient. What more could you ask for? Head over to A88CBD.com to find an exceptional CBD experience for you. Use code PICKS, P-I-C-K-S, at checkout. Receive 20% off, 25% off your entire purchase. A88CBD.com. Charlottesville, Virginia. Are you Southern?
It's a good yes. I would say so. I think Northern Virginia is right where the cutoff is, because right after you get to...
I think half of Virginia is in the South.
I agree. And I think Charlottesville's the line.
But I think it's more east to west than it is north to south in Virginia. Western Virginia is all just
it's the
backwoods.
South. Like, that's the South. I could see how the coastline of Virginia would be considered kind of more northern.
Right. Like Newport News.
You kind of draw like a top left to bottom right line, and I give that the South and that the North. I like that take.
I feel like, I mean, I hate to sound like to go back to the Civil War, but Robert E. Lee commanded the Army of Northern Virginia, so to me, I'll always characterize that as South, just because of that.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know much about the Civil War. I know that my grandfather's still pissed about it. But yeah, you're from Trussville, Alabama. You're very from the South.
Yeah.
You got the biggest accent here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That is your take. Do you think I do?
100%.
I love hearing you
say
speak.
Biggest accent or biggest Southern accent?
Southern accent.
Okay.
Not the biggest accent. Yeah. Who's got the biggest accent in the company? R.A.?
RA probably, I would say, yeah.
Taking troops out of it.
Yeah, troops.
Him, because honestly, my roommate Ben is like up there.
Oh, he's got one, but he doesn't talk on camera.
Yeah,
though.
He's a behind the scenes guy, but big time Boston accent.
Yeah, he's got one.
RA probably.
I mean, Za.
I want to hear what Za says about that. Za, who do you think has the biggest accents in Barstool? With troops, obviously, but just from your background, what do you think?
Everyone, honestly, because New Yorkers you guys sound weird too. So New Yorkers sound weird. The Boston cats sound weird.
Mine I always feel like comes out more when I talk to fellow New Yorkers.
You know what I think is I don't notice your accent. I notice your phrases more than anything else. Like I'll say, "Hey, Big Ev, what?" I'll say something. I'll like mumble it, and he doesn't understand. And you won't say what. You won't say excuse me. You'll say what happened.
Yeah, I guess I do.
You say what? Hey, Big Ev, how's your day going? What happened? I was just asking how your day was going.
I hate being the guy that's like what.
Yeah.
No one likes that guy.
All right, picks. I will allow Ben Mintz to go first because I believe he is beating the shit out of all of us, including I'm off to a bad start. Okay, do I have to get an emoji? Is that really necessary? So I've been bad, but it's early in the month, and I believe my gambling speaks for itself, as does my working out and my humor and my charm and my smell. So Mincy was 5-0 yesterday, which I think is maybe shortchanging you. It feels like you had more bets than that.
Well, yeah. The Old Dominion game got postponed. I hit my parlay. The reason it's shortchanging is because I had Dallas Baptist 5-1 to win their regional, and I had LSU 2-1 to win their regional, and they both did. I did lose Cal Irvine, who lost 11-7 to Stanford at plus 450. So I hit a couple futures bets. I mean, yesterday was one of my favorite gambling days literally ever. Today I went back to MLB, and I did take NBA. NBA, I'm taking the Utah Jazz -4 in Game 1 solely because the Clippers just got out of a 7-game series, and now you got to go on a tough road game at Utah to start. I feel like the Clippers, this is a spot for a letdown spot. I think Utah's going to come out ready at home and set the tone. I'm going to go ahead and add Philly by 6 too. I think it's a bounce-back spot. And then in Major League Baseball, I've got Detroit, Milwaukee, Tampa Bay -1.5, Oakland -1.5. And I've been riding these Oakland team total overruns bets like crazy lately. Oakland's been hot. They're up top in the AL West. They're scoring a lot of runs. And so that I've been getting to the window a lot with that exact bet. I'm just taking their over run totals a lot.
Getting to the window. I love that phrase. Big Ev, I'll let you go next.
All right, we got the Dodgers -1.5. I'm on the A's -1.5 with Mincy. We're also going to have a bet with Big Ev parlay. It'll be out in the Barstool Sportsbook later on. It's not live yet. I'm on the Sixers because I'm marking Philly. I agree with Mincy. Also, I like the Jazz. I think this is a spot where I think a lot of people will jump on the Clippers +4 here. People still don't believe in the Jazz, me being one of them, but I'll believe in them tonight. I got the Yankees. They stink right now. They're playing the Twins. If there's one thing about the New York Yankees, we beat the Twins. Give me the Yankees with Gumby on the mound. And I got the Mets. I got the Mets at Baltimore. Baltimore's kind of like a live dog. I like them. It's kind of a pick 'em game, but they're bad at home. Give me the Mets.
I feel like every week I have to do this. Every week I have to step in. Stop betting the fucking Yankees.
I'm the one.
Stop betting the Yankees all the time.
I haven't been though. Like if you look at my cards, I really haven't had the Yankees on them. I explained myself. I literally said I know they stink right now. We have grown women yelling at children in the outfield.
This video. A grown-ass woman yelling at third graders saying 27 rings, 27 rings. Y'all got to stop yelling 27 rings, first of all. Y'all got to stop yelling 27 rings.
I kind of like
because
it.
Because most of them happened before any of us were alive.
But that's not true.
That is true.
Well, who? Before who? Who's alive?
Any of us. I'm 42. I'm the oldest person here.
You've seen quite a few.
The majority. Look at this. 27 rings.
You were alive for 3 of them! You were alive for 3 of them!
That's correct.
5.
Yes.
Probably 5. If she's my age, 5.
Still 5. I mean,
5's a lot.
Those kids who are very young have been alive for more Red Sox championships than she has.
No, depends. They've probably been alive for 3.
If they were let's say they're 14. Let's
Actually,
say they're
no,
very small 14-year-olds.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because they probably weren't for 04.
No way.
There's
No,
also
they
a
weren't.
really
conspiracy
2.
that
They've
this
been alive
video
for
might
only
have been
2.
Staged.
What's that?
There's a conspiracy that this video might have been staged.
I'm so
That's
tired
what
of
I'm gonna go
staging
with.
conspiracies and shit. Just let
I
things
honestly
happen.
think we need more because that's like a true like a Goombats Yankees fan, which I think we need more of. I think
Apparently she works for a
You need
competitor.
more of them. You need less of them.
Well, see, my problem is we don't have any of them in this office. We got me and Marty like a little bit, but you obviously we're in a room where you can't just we're getting like real sports arguments. Like I can't just yell 27 rings. I will when I'm backed in a corner. I will do that. I will say they're the best franchise in the history of not baseball but all of sports because they are. That's a fact.
They have 27 rings. Let's see. Going back to 90, they won in 96. That was their first one.
They
since,
won
I believe,
96,
that was
98,
their first one
99,
since
2000.
78. Okay, so since 96, which is 25 years.
Yes.
They have, which is still
5.
impressive. It's 5.
They won 4 in 5 years. And
So
they won
say 5 in the last 25 years. That's
Yes.
impressive. You don't have to
Yes.
say 27 because some of them happened in 1915, 1920.
They still count.
They shouldn't.
Why?
They shouldn't. Anything before 1947 in baseball shouldn't count.
But we still even have because people make the argument they're like, oh, like we had more than half with the color barrier. That's not true. More than half after the color barrier was broken.
All right, I'll go next. I love Sixers in a bounce back spot tonight to beat the Hawks. I hate that I love it because Trae Young, I'm scared to be on the other side of him right now.
I am too.
He terrifies me, but I'm going to get on the other side of him because I believe
They lost game 2 in the Knicks series.
and the Sixers were fine at the end of that game, like quarter 3 and 4.
I mean, they
were
had
good.
no, more than they had a point. They were like 1 possession down.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a point the Hawks were like almost about to throw. But that would have been one of the all-time playoff losses if they had lost that game. They were very close.
And I will go against Ben Mintz on this on the Clippers for the same reason, but a different reason.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Because the Clippers haven't gotten out of rhythm. The Jazz have taken a few days off, and the Clippers. Remember when the Grizzlies had to play in a play-in tournament, and they rolled right into having to play Utah quickly, and they won Game 1 because there was no real downtime. Now, also Donovan Mitchell was out, but they were able to. This happens sometimes where you can stun them, where you can keep in your rhythm, and you steal one. And I'm kind of banking on this being a very, very tight game. Clippers +4. if they lose by 20, then I was wrong and I apologize.
One quick question on that: Do you like the Clippers in the series then too? Because if they steal game one,
I do like the Clippers.
I was
going to
say like you might as well bet them in the series.
Frankly, if I'm betting on a team to get out of the West right now, I'm probably betting on the Clippers.
Okay.
Lightning money line to win in the hockey. Avalanche money line, and then Braves money line to get one on the road tonight against the Phillies. The Braves have got to figure out what they are. Every time they get right to 500, they lose a couple. Every time they seem to be getting right, and this weekend against the Dodgers, they seem to be getting right. Every time they get there, though, they blow it. Now I'm banking on them figuring it out.
I hope you're right. But, yeah, we hadn't been over 500 once this season. So.
I think I saw a stat. They've gotten to 500 like four times, and they're 0-4.
And every single time we hit that number, right back down, and then we, lose the next 2 out of 3.
What are they going to do at third base long term?
I like Riley.
Austin Riley from DeSoto County in Mississippi?
I like Austin Riley a lot. Now, everything else, we got to fix pitching. It's just no.
Who's Smiley going tonight? Who's going tonight? Who's going tonight for the Braves? It is Smiley, right?
I think it's Smiley, yeah.
Yeah. Smiley against Aaron Nola, I believe.
Yeah, and Aaron Nola's a freak at home, so we'll see.
I didn't know that about him.
He has terrible splits. His road splits.
Oh, you mean on the pitching side?
Yeah.
I thought you meant he's a freak at home, like in the bed.
Oh,
he might be.
Maybe,
don't know.
Maybe you never know.
Most Nola's always freaky on the home front. Say New Orleans.
I know.
Honestly, Mitzi's laughed after saying it was
correct.
Really.
Yeah. I feel like Mincy's got a couple stories he could have gone into right there, but probably
a lot of them.
All right. So, did you bring a pick?
I like y'all telling y'all on the Sixers pick, bouncing back.
And
the Mark and Philly special.
Yeah.
Jake, what about you?
I had 2. I liked your Avalanche take minus 149, 148, but I do like the Panthers to win tonight over the Lightning.
The Panthers are the Carolina football team.
Or the Florida Panthers.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of the other one. Wait, Carolina. Did I write it down?
Florida Panthers.
Carolina Hurricanes in hockey.
Is it Carolina?
Yeah.
Panthers
already out.
The Hurricanes to win tonight against the Lightning.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're thinking Carolina.
No, that's what I meant.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can see how that.
Carolina Hurricanes to win tonight.
We looked remarkably stupid there for a second.
We did. Yeah, that was a lot of confusion.
Together, we did a stupid
Carolina
dance.
Hurricanes win Game 5 tonight. Against the Lightning.
Fair enough.
Like
fair
that.
enough.
UVA just reached on an error. They got a runner on first, one out in the ninth.
You say just reached, but your scoreboard's probably like 15 minutes behind.
Nah, I've got somebody texting me.
Heart is pumping right now.
What?
I'm very nervous.
Oh,
I really want to win, badly. I don't know why I care so much. But
That's
I
a hot
really
take.
I know.
That you want your sports team to
Really
win.
want to win.
Well, it's been 8 days since I won a national championship, so I'm, it's getting a little nervous. It's been a long time.
What the fuck was that?
It's a little humble brag.
Didn't sound very humble.
Well, humble.
I'm just letting you know what's going on in my life.
What'd you win? Lacrosse?
Yeah.
They beat Maryland.
Back-to-back.
They beat Maryland. I actually watched lacrosse for almost the first time ever. The last period of that, it was
Great game.
Oh yeah, it was intense.
Back-to-back champs. I don't know if that's good or not. That sounds pretty good though. I would think.
We know a thing or two about that.
All right. Honestly, shut up. How are you going to be a douchebag about lacrosse?
It's one of our best things.
No, I mean, if there's anything to be a douchebag about,
right? Exactly.
That's a good point.
Like, if honestly, that's a pretty tough argument to make that you're not the douchebags and you're winning lacrosse national championships. That's like the douchiest college in America.
We'll take it.
I mean,
we're still winning.
You got to hang your hat on something.
I hate Alabama.
Me too.
Who doesn't?
I'm not a fan of
you fucking Alabama fans, man. Not you. You went to the school. You're legit. But these fucking dudes named Dylan that work at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, wearing their fucking houndstooth hats saying "Roll Tide" to everybody that comes in.
Yeah.
Couldn't find Tuscaloosa on a fucking map. The worst bandwagon fans in the country. You know what else he's a fan of? You know?
Who?
You want to turn on this guy fully? Because I know he's a Braves fan. You don't like that. You don't like that he's
I'm fine with it.
You don't like that he's a Bama fan. Pick the pro football franchise you wouldn't want him to be a fan of.
Oh God, Cowboys fan.
It's either Cowboys or I was thinking Cowboys.
You like
Patriots.
Cowboys in Alabama?
Dude, we don't have any professional sports teams. I understand. I mean, with me,
No, that's fine. I'm a Dolphins fan.
The Braves
from
fan I was fine with because
Right.
it makes sense like regionally. Like,
we
I was
talked
right, that
about
makes
this the
sense.
other day. Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so.
So you're not okay.
See,
so
now I'm a Giants. We're just enemies.
across the
literally
board.
Everything.
I understand the Braves. This isn't a classic example of this. Braves are the team of the South. Nobody gives a you don't give a crap about the Atlanta Falcons, though. Obviously.
No, not at
That's
all.
like so standard. For the
Well,
South.
Atlanta is the Braves town. Like, Atlanta.
It's Braves country.
There,
like all South.
There are people that care about the Falcons, but not a lot. Everybody in Atlanta cares about the Braves.
But I do think the
Falcons.
the Hawks are making way of going towards that. I mean, it's tough.
They have a superstar.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, but Big T brought this up the other day. What city has two more cooler athletes in two different sports? Ronald Acuna and Trae Young.
Oh, good question. What city has two cooler athletes in multiple sports? All right, so
I got that for sure. It's Highland Park with Kershaw and Stafford. They were same high school.
oh, you're going with that. We're talking about
We're talking about
protein.
cooler.
Like proteins.
about
The
proteins
same
right now.
proteins in the same city.
It's Washington with Bertans and Fitzpatrick. They're the swaggiest two guys on the floor.
What?
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, and Davis Bertans.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know who Bertans is.
He's unreal.
I have no idea who Bertans is.
He plays
Also, if you're going to say Washington,
plays for the Wizards.
if you're going to say Washington, you've got to. Yeah, dude. If you're going to say Washington, you've got to say Soto.
No, Davis Bertans and Ryan
All right,
Fitzpatrick.
we got to. It's going out, but we might have to start the show with this tomorrow. What city has two more electric athletes than Trae Young and
Ronald Acuna.
Okay,
Ronald
so
Acuna.
let's see.
They got to be up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Kansas City Royals don't
He
have
stumped
anybody.
me. I couldn't think of
I mean,
it.
actually, DC with Ovechkin and Soto is a pretty good pick. But
Yeah.
Somebody says LeBron and Ohtani. I'm not ready to give Ohtani to Los Angeles. I know
That's
technically.
Trout. No, yeah. If you're gonna say anybody, LeBron and Trout.
LA
But
shouldn't count.
Trout's amazing. He's just not cool.
LA shouldn't count. They have too many teams. We'll start the show with this tomorrow. All right, that's Pick Central. Good show, boys.
If Oakland had somebody, Curry and somebody would be a good combo, but they're just the A's.
Well, you could do San Francisco too. The Yak is up next.
Still great team, but just not.